a litter of rabbits out today that we're evaluating. Okay, and we're going to use this as an opportunity to talk a little bit about artificial selection and natural selection. Okay, and there's not a whole lot of difference between the two. The main difference is that artificial selection is humans picking traits that they find desirable in whatever animal they're looking at and using them to breed and produce more of that kind of animal. Finding the traits that they like and breeding for those traits. The only difference is that in natural selection, humans aren't doing the choosing, nature is doing the choosing. And it's based on what characteristics or traits make that organism best fit for its environment. Of course, natural selection, outlined by Charles Darwin on the Origin of Species in 1859, he outlines how natural selection is the driving force behind evolution and all the different species that we see on Earth today. Okay? Where does the raw material for natural selection, or what is the raw material for natural selection? It's variation in the population. Okay? Whether you're talking about rabbits that we breed domestically or a population of rabbits found in the wild, there's going to be variation in the different traits amongst the rabbits. We are looking for the variations today that we find the most desirable. We want this rabbit to have certain body shape and form, certain width in the hindquarters and in the shoulders, certain texture in the fur, certain coloration pattern in the fur, things like that that we find desirable. Okay? Now, if this litter of rabbits, which we're going to be looking at 3 rabbits today, it's kind of small for a litter of rabbits. Usually 4 to 6 is more common, maybe more. But if these rabbits had been born in the wild, most of them, maybe none of them even, would survive to reproduce. What allows them to survive and reproduce are the traits that they possess that make them the most fit for their environment. We today are deciding what traits we want, but in nature does the choosing. Okay, so that's really the only difference. Now, I'll tell you this again. We're going to be looking at things like fur texture and body form. The things that anybody that by the way, we show these rabbits. My kids show these rabbits for 4-H. But anybody that's involved in agriculture breeding, livestock breeding, knows that this is what you look for. You look for the traits that are desirable for that breed, and you keep the ones that have those traits. And the ones that don't have those traits, well, you don't keep them. Okay? What you do with them is up to you. We will probably put these guys in some sort of food substance, food meal. Okay? All right. So, one of the things that we're going to be doing today also is weighing them, so checking weights on all these guys, make sure they have a consistent weight across the litter. And then we've already sexed these individuals, and they're all 3 males, but we're going to confirm that today just to make sure that we're not keeping a buck when it is in fact a doe. We don't want that. Okay? So, first of all, I like this rabbit's form and shape. I'm going to get my wife Casey to step in here and confirm all the stuff that I talk about. He feels a little thin in the hindquarters. Got good loins up top, and then kind of thin in the shoulder. I just need you to record the weight here in a second, okay, buddy? Sometimes we try and get a look at the teeth if we can, but these rabbits haven't been handled a whole lot, so they're pretty jittery.
He's narrow.
Yeah, he's a little narrow. So, Levi, let's give the shoulders a 2 out of 4. The loins are good. I'd say a 4 there.
He's narrow in the hindquarters.
Yeah, narrow hindquarters.
He falls off, too.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you want. A little good. A little more round, huh? Okay. So he's not bad.
Hindquarters?
Not bad, yeah.
Hindquarters is
Here, I'm going to go ahead and put him on the scale here, if he'll cooperate. So he is, all right, make sure I write this down, Levi, 6 pounds and 0.5 ounces.
Okay. You got that?
And then Completely honest. There we go.
Yeah, you can see his.
Yeah.
You can see
Definitely a
his
male.
testicles,
When
too.
it, yeah, when it protrudes like that, definitely a male.
And you can see his testicles.
Okay.